Hello and welcome to our tutorial on creating payment files from Xero using Parolla plugins. Navigate to plugins.parolla.ie and log in with Xero. Now choose the company that you want to connect with. On the left-hand menu, you'll see a payments option. The four headings under this are direct debit account settings, select bills, select batch payment, and view past payment files. If this is your first time running a payment file in Parolla plugins, then we'll need to collect a couple of bits of information about you, such as where the account is being debited from and your organisation number. So for first time users, select debit account settings. From here, we're going to add a new debiting account. We can choose the payment file format that we want, from standard SEPA, AIB IBB SEPA, which is slightly different from a standard SEPA, and Revolut.csv. You enter the name of your bank. If you have a Revolut file or are connecting and paying from a Revolut company, you will need to enter your BIC or BIC. However, for most instances, using SEPA, you just need an IBAN. I'm going to choose a fictitious IBAN off the internet. The SEPA process requires you to put an OIN. This is an originator identification number and it is issued by your bank when you sign up for the banking gateway. The number is usually an 8-character number, but it changes depending on the bank. If you want this to be your default account, just click here and save. So now that we have a debiting account, we can choose the bills that we want to add. The first option is to select bills directly from Xero. The second option is to select a batch payment which you may have created in Xero. Firstly, we're going to have a look at selecting bills. This page brings you every authorized bill you currently have in your Xero account. We've interrogated the Xero system and pulled in these 3 invoices that need to be paid. You can enter a date range if you wish to sort that way, but we're going to pay the Smart Agency bill and we'll maybe pay the Swanston Security as well. We can view these bills directly by clicking on the amount here in blue, and this opens the Xero page corresponding to that bill. Once we're happy that these are the bills we want to pay, we select bills. This takes you to the payment page. We can select the account that we've just created in the debit account page, or we can create a new one. You can enter the details that you want to appear on my statement, and you can choose an execution date. The execution date must be in the future. It also changes depending on your bank. Some banks use the execution date as the date the money arrives in the employee's account. Some do it as the day the transactions are processed. You'll need to decide that for yourself based on your bank. You can also enter a default message to override that appears on the recipient statements. And if you had a collection of payments being made to the same company, you can click on Combine Transactions and it will group all of those payments up into one bank account IBAN and one number. You can see here that the IBAN is blank. That's because in the background, when we tried to connect with Swanston Security and contacted Xero, we didn't have an IBAN in there set up. So what we're going to do here is go back into Xero and make sure that we've got IBANs in the companies that we need. So we go to Xero, we choose Contacts, All Suppliers, and I'm going to find Swanston Security. Under the Swanston Security profile, we will edit, and then Financial Details. Here we can enter the bank account details. Again, I'm just going to choose that random number, or the example number, and put that in as the IBAN. Let's go back and see who else we've got. Smart Agency. Okay, let's find Smart Agency. If we were going to be paying people by Revolut, then we also need to enter in a BIC number or a BIC number. Unfortunately, Xero doesn't have a big number field, so we're going to financial details and we're going to enter the big number in here as a 6-letter or 6-digit, depending on the bank, number separated by a slash, a forward slash, and then the IBAN. So when Parolla reads these numbers, we will identify anything to the left of the forward slash as being the BIC number, and anything to the right as being the IBAN. Now let's go back to Parolla plugins, and we'll do this process again. Select Bills, choose Swanson Security and Smart Agency. And now you can see that we've brought in the IBAN and the BIC. And if we're happy with these numbers and we've combined the transactions, we can go ahead and create a payment file. This payment file creator page gives you a summary of the file. It contains 2 payments, the total value of the transactions, and the payment date. It also gives you a selection of hash keys. There's a 6, 8, and a full hash. A hash key is basically a fingerprint of the file, and the bank will sometimes ask you to put in a hash key when you upload the file. This is basically just a way of comparing the information being uploaded in the file against what was originally created. If I download the file here, I can show you the SEPA format in the background. So this is a SEPA file. It's an XML file, and you can change any of these values using a text editor. So the important thing is that this hash key matches the information that was printed in here exactly. If any of this changes, or even if the time it was downloaded changes, then that hash key will no longer be relevant. Once you've downloaded that file, you should give it to your financial controller or whoever is responsible for uploading the file to the bank. Also give them a copy of the hash keys. So that's the first method, creating using selecting bills. The second method is to create using a batch payment file. When we click on this option, Parolla in the background will contact Xero and find any batch payments that exist on that system. You can see here that there's one existing batch payment, authorized, containing 3 payments and a total amount. Again, you can click on this total amount and it will take you to the transactions relevant for that batch payment. And same process here, we can edit this transaction. We bring in the value of the IBANs, choose the create account, although this time Truxton Property Management doesn't have an IBAN. And if I don't want to pay them using this transaction, I can delete that file or that payment from this transaction file. I can also add individuals, so if we're adding other new payees to the transaction, we can put them in here manually. If we're happy with the details and the amount to be transacted, we can hit create payment. And you can see here it contains 2 files, a total of €182 for payment on the 20th of Jan. And then we're back to the same process of downloading a file and saving the hash key. The other option on the payments menu is to view past payment files. And here you can see the payment files that we've created already today. There was the first one where there was no IBANs involved, the second one created from invoices, and then the third one created by batch payments. I can delete these, or I can edit them and create the file again. And that comes to the end of the tutorial on creating payments from Xero using Parolla plugins. Thank you.